On today's episode of Eat the Rich, we're going to take a look at one of my least favorite Canadians who's popping up all over the news again, Kevin O'Leary. Now, you may think Kevin O'Leary, what a great guy. I saw him on Shark Tank. I saw him on Dragon's Den. Slick, charismatic, good businessman, seems smart. You know who else looked smart on TV? Trump. Yeah, I would say actually that Kevin O'Leary is Canada's version of Trump, the Temu Trump. I think we should take that away from Poilievre, because I think once you do this little dive with me, you're going to see it is O'Leary who is the worst knockoff version of Trump. Let's take a look. Kevin O'Leary. Of course, his birth name was Terrence, so we're going to call him Terry. Terry here, or as he calls himself, Mr. Wonderful. I can assure you, nobody else is calling him Mr. Wonderful. Is Canadian, also carries Irish and a UAE passport. And that's important for later. Self-made man, he said? Nay. No. If you see here, his mother was a very smart investor, which he found out after her death. Read between the lines, big, fat inheritance. And that's in addition to the seed money that she gave him to start his bloatware company. I'm sure you've heard Terry talk about his illustrious career at Nabisco. That was one summer internship. Yes, he worked at Nabisco for one summer as an intern. Then, after college, he opened up a television production company where he made Don Cherry videos. One of his partners bought him out of that video production company, and he decided that he was going to start Softkey. What is Softkey? Well, people my age will remember back in the day that when you bought a DVD or a CD-ROM for your computer, it came with bloatware. You had that little jewel case that had like the AOL in there. That was O'Leary. Terry sold us that. And how did he start that company? Money from mom. He did a great job selling everybody software they didn't need in CDs that are still sitting in landfills right now for about 10 years. And then the company started doing terribly. So they decided to sell to Mattel, and Mattel bought them. Sorry, and when I say losing money, I mean $105 million. But he was able to sweet talk Mattel into buying them. And Mattel was such a bad decision that they experienced a loss of $105 million. Such a bad decision that they lost $3 billion of shareholder value in one day. Such a bad decision that the shareholders sued Mattel, O'Leary, and his partner over at Softkey, and they won. Mattel had to pay them out $112 million because he lied about how well the company was doing, and that's why Mattel bought them. Of course, Terry, not his fault. It was the market. The market dictated that we no longer wanted his bloatware. Not his fault. Also, about this time, cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin came out, and Terry said, nay, not for me. I'm going to stay out of that. That sounds like a joke. That's important for later. So Terry took the money that he made from selling that bloatware and bought himself a company, and then he sold it. Started himself an investment firm. Clients lost on average 20% a year. Bought and sold a couple other companies. So in 2019, he told us Bitcoin was a useless currency. But in 2021, he went ahead and bought into Bitcoin because, Mr. Wonderful wanted to name it Wonderfy Technologies. Of course, that went bankrupt and Terry was sued. But don't worry, because he did make $15 million as spokesman. And now, of course, he's an advocate of cryptocurrency, investing, and he personally owns a lot of crypto. Terry owns houses in Miami Beach and Toronto. He also has a, I'm sure, small cottage in Muskoka, a home in Boston, and a home in Geneva. And you'll notice here he said he did become a citizen of the UAE for business purposes. He's willing to trade his citizenship for money. If it's in his best interests, he's willing to do whatever it takes, even join another country. Sound familiar? I didn't even get into the boat accident. Go ahead and look that up. But if that had been you or me, we would still be in jail. Terry there, He's not talking about Canada joining the US because it's best for you and me. He's talking about Canada joining the US because it's best for Terry. He has been eating us for years, bankrupting companies, leaving shareholders and workers in his wake while he amasses more and more money off of his mom's original investments. That's who Kevin O'Leary is, my friends. Mind your idols and eat the rich before they finish eating us.